As a Des Moines resident, you have a right to know where your tax dollars go. So that's why we want to walk you through our budget process.
As you can see, the majority of the city's revenues come from property taxes. Other significant portions are fees and service charges, hotel and motel taxes, and franchise fees.
Like everyone, the city has been negatively affected by the coronavirus pandemic.
We have seen reduced revenues across the city in some of these key areas. The city is striving to maintain the same high level of service our residents expect by minimizing the impact to departmental operations.
The City Finance Department then uses these revenue sources to make up the City of Des Moines General Fund, which supports day-to-day operations of city services and departments, but does not finance capital long-term purchases or projects.
62% of the overall general fund budget was allocated to public safety, with 39% going to the Des Moines Police Department and 23% funding the fire department in fiscal year 2020.
This portion of the general fund was used to employ 372 sworn police officers and 283 sworn firefighters.
Des Moines police officers responded to over 204,000 police service calls in the year to keep our community safe. That's over 559 calls a day.
Meanwhile, the fire department responded to over 27,000 emergency calls over the year. And 70% of those calls are EMS runs involving life-threatening situations.
Administrative services support our city programs, services, and departments and account for 18% of the general fund budget.
The Parks and Recreation Department accounts for the next slice of the pie. The Parks Department was responsible for 7% of the general fund budget to oversee 4,000 acres of city land and its award-winning network of 75 city parks and 67 miles of trails.
The Des Moines Public Library System operates 6 branches and manages a catalog of 482,786 books and other digital resources with its 5% of the general fund.
Neighborhood Services accounts for another 5% of the general fund budget, which goes to supportive services relating to income and housing assistance and investment and implementation of improvements to Des Moines neighborhoods.
3% of the Des Moines General Fund budget goes to the engineering department to design and manage construction projects, as well as maintaining critical city infrastructure that keeps our city traffic moving.
Roughly 1% of the general fund budget finances the Civil and Human Rights Department that maximizes its budget to advance justice, promote equality, and ensure the protection of human rights for all people in Des Moines.
This department recently produced an Emmy Award-winning documentary about its education and outreach efforts.
The final portion of the general fund budget was about 1%, which covered administration of the Public Works Department, which was responsible for trash collection and keeping Des Moines roads and property safe and clean. The rest of the Public Works budget is financed by non-general fund revenues.
After watching this, we hope you have a better idea of how the City of Des Moines divides and utilizes its revenue sources to serve you and make Des Moines a better community every day.